Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, before we jump into it, remember, hit that thumbs up button. If you are a new viewer, consider subscribing. Guys, you can now become a member today. Be sure, if you want to become a member, support your boy RT, click that join button down below. Let us jump into the beautiful recap. Yes. Wildcard Friday. And it was go time today, guys. Go time. Where's my main screen? Okay, there we go. It was go time. Usually, Fridays are a little hit or miss. Sometimes you come in, it can be hot. Sometimes you come in, it can be cold. But, the last couple of days, we've been getting a very obvious, very clear trend. And ENSC, in fact, actually, which one was it? Let's go to positions. EUDA was actually the stock we traded. This thing was not bad. We took two trades. We got in, we got out, quick and clean. But I will say I noticed about 4 to 5 entries. 4 to 5 entries I've noticed, and I didn't take. So, I'm only essentially 1 for 5 today is how I'm looking at it. Now, a lot of the other trades, I was a little cautious. And I feel like this week I've been overly cautious. I've been trying to be a little bit more aggressive, and so with the bigger size being out there, I was trying to be a little bit more selective this week, and I don't think it played off well. My style of trading is rapid fire, and I'm looking forward to attacking the momentum in the setups. And when you see an entry, you got to follow that first instinct and buy. From the time you just think about it too much, and that's it. It's too late. Some of these stocks are moving fast, and so you got to be quick. Next week, I think I will dominate. Mark my words. Clip this, kitty, if you're watching. Clip this moment right here. I believe I will dominate next week because I'm going to do my homework. I'm going to study from this week. I'm not going to allow myself to make these mistakes again for a full week. There's no way. So Monday morning, we're going to be dialed. We're going to be ready. We're going to be laser focused, and we are going to be sharp. We're going to be sharper than a samurai sword. And we're going to attack these setups. So let's jump into some of the trades here. Let me see. I'm going to go to YouTube and pull it up on the... Okay, there we go. How's our audio? Let's mute it. Let's pause this. The day actually started off with me taking 4,000 shares on one of these other cheaper stocks. Let's jump into it and get going. By the way, I was looking at my facial expression today throughout some of the trades, and it's the most interesting thing I think I've ever seen. I've always been a pretty goofy guy. I've always been, pretty weird when it comes to that stuff, but I don't know. It's quite the interesting thing, man. Quite the sight. Like my eyebrows is tilting, then my face, my cheekbones comes up. And then my eyes move. It's like, it's all these emotions going through of wait, is this trade hitting on all cylinders? Are we seeing anything bad? I mean, it's so interesting. The trade is literally in my face. Literally. So, hold on. Can we get back to this 4,000 share position? And this, I think, was a great trade. This thing is pulling back here. Low of 205. It gets down to 203 eventually, and I realize it's not breaking. There's a huge bid in there, and so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take a position here. Our selling is going through, and the buyers seem to just be coming in. So I'm watching at it, and then I'm gonna add here. Well, not add, but I'm gonna take my first position as it continues to hold this red. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I want to believe I should have even been in earlier. And my goal here was wait for green on the tape. As soon as we see green, hit the buy button 2 more times. Wrong bet. If you're watching this recap, let me know right now, because this particular type of trade we went over maybe Monday. I think we might have went over this type of entry, and we spoke about how I got in higher, or let's say a little too high, and it cost me because I didn't make as much profits and I was taking on more risk. This is the same type of setup. Your stock is coming down early. You're noticing support on level 2. You're buying in. and looking to add aggressively if there is follow through, if there's green coming in on the tape. So I wanted to go up to 12,000, 16,000 shares right here with a tight backstop. It's not going to happen. I'm in, waiting for green, waiting for 04, 05 to just boom, 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 and then sell at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I thought this had potential to go to 20, but it's not. And, I thought this would have been the stock to hold the lows and then give the gap and go trade. So a couple seconds later, we're going to switch over here to EUDA. It's looking all right. It's pushing up. It already gave the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. And this is a little disappointing because, let's look at it on the charting really quickly. I'm a little late to the show. And if we look at the pre-market pivot, well, the pre-market highs, we had 335 plus or minus, right? 334. Let's bring this line down here in size. 334. And look at the second candle. So in fact, let's see if we can do it like this. Can we get that candle in there? Okay, there we go. What is this candle telling us? We opened here. We open right here, right? And we are going to close right up here. And so the high of the candle was 64, and then it dips down to a low of what? 32. What was the pre-market highs? 34. If I'm seeing this early, if my level 2s are not doing any nonsense with lag, this is a trade that I should be in. So this is already one entry. That's one entry. You guys know I buy high and low. Second entry, I gotta change this from the default. Let's put this to 1. Save as default. I'm not sure why we're doing. Okay, there we go. And this is my second entry here, 64. Now, whether, and look at this, so it looks like it double top 64. In fact, it went to a high of 67, pulls back to a low of 55, and then it rips up. So this trade looks like it would have been tricky if I would have waited for 64 exactly. If I'm buying, let's say, because we had a low of what, 32, if I'm buying for break of 40, break of 50, or when the stock is moving up, there's entries that you can see on level 2. If I would have noticed something in here, I could have potentially been in earlier. So let's say if we want to narrow it down and just say there's one entry here, right? There's one entry here. So I'm going to put another bubble, right? Let's say this would have been another potential entry, and the high here would have been another potential entry. What I would have been in here, stopped out, hit a scratcher for a small loss, and then gotten back in on this candle right here in that same range at the highs. So all of this, we can count this as 2. Let's get this bubble a little bit better situated here, right? Let's count all of this as a potential entry. So 1, 2, 3 already. It rips up now to a high of 423. As you guys know, I mean, you just have to be there early. So you can see the amount of entries I missed not being there on time. So when we go back to the video, I'm tuning in. It's at 77. I'm trying to get all my chartings in frame, get my share size changed. And this is all part of it. You got to be quick to switch over and do your quick analysis. And right here, I'm still doing my analysis, really, because, I'm checking the highs of the candles. Okay, we had highs of 67. It's doing this, it's doing that. 426 is the halt up. It's moving so fast that, I'm kind of on my heels. There's 419, 424. I'm like, okay, can we get a dip? There's 11, there's 15. I tried to go for 14. I'm in at 22 because, and if you look at the level 2 over here, if you look at this Thinkorswim level 2, you'll see how fast, I'm a little slow on my side, and it's a little fast. The move is fast. So you can see we had 13 on the bids the moment my order went through. Let's see if I can pause it. Oh, it already flashes. I don't even think I can catch that. Can I catch that tick? Let's see. 13 by, and look at it. So 13 by 20. And my order's not, so I guess I got a fair fill according to what was going on. There was a spread. Buyers were coming in on the ask. I got filled on the ask at 2021, which is fair. But I wanted 13. I wanted to be in at 13. You know, for this type of trade, if I'm in at 15, 16, I don't mind. I didn't realize the spread was that much. But anyhow, because I'm in kind of high, I don't hold this trade. I'm like, nope. I don't want to hold it. I'm in too high. And so I'm a little uncomfortable. We got a high of 430 here. And it starts to get halted up. Being in at 15 and coming out at 30 is 15 cents. 1,500 shares times 15 cents is 225. So I could have already been up 225 on that particular trade. And remember, we already went over 3 or 4 other entries that we would have had if we're to be here on time and we're watching the stock from the start. And you know, so it goes to show you the potential. This is 1,500 shares. It's not me taking 2,500, 5,000, 10,000. Imagine if you get all 4 of those trades, 10,000 shares, 10K day. It's not a miracle anymore. 10K. It's not no surprise. If you're accurate, you're precise, you're in on the right entries. Hold on, I'm getting a call from Mighty. Hold up. Where's my Discord? Okay, hold on. Mighty, man. Mighty interrupting the recap. Yeah, anyhow, so let's continue. We'll check them out later. So let's see. We tried that entry. We're out a little too soon because, you know, we're the higher fill, let's say. And here we go on resumption. It's halted. 200 EMA was actually at 426. But here we go. It resumes high. And it dips here. It's holding low 60s. But I didn't see anything special on the bid and ask. Didn't take it. Didn't feel like the dip and rip was enough. I wanted to see a bigger rip, more exaggerated move to the upside, more exaggerated move to the downside. Didn't quite see it. Left it alone right here. It rips up to 90. It comes back 78. From 78, we hit about 88, 90 again. There it is. Well, actually, no, it tests the level of 5. I was watching here for 2 things. Either it comes back down to the low of this wick. Well, not low of the wick, but low of like 60. Or we break and hold over 5 for an entry. And here I'm saying, okay, it's not really dipping a lot. So I'm waiting. And look at how I'm going to hesitate on this trade that I took. So this is what I'm talking about next week. We're going to eliminate from our trading. Let's give it a couple seconds here to pull back. Here we go. Right there, I should have took the trade at 65. You see it hold for it, and then it comes down again. It's there for a couple seconds, but I didn't take it. I should have been in at 65 right there, because when we resumed, it was holding that 65 area. It's a high risk trade, no doubt, because we can flush down to 40 or 30. But being that 63, 65 was holding, it's like, okay, I'm going to look to take 65, 63. So it bounced up, and this is me missing the first official dip. This is the first official dip. The other ones you can say are micro dips. This is the first official dip because, you know, the candle actually is red. It doesn't break 5, and here we go. It comes down again. And I think this is where I'm going to try the entry because I realize it's holding high. And even that itself was already a trade there from 71. Here we go. This is where I'm going to get in. 71 again by 72. I'm going to hit the buy button. And, you know, reaction time, slow. Instead of being in at 73, 74 like I would have wanted, the price jumps. The ask price jumps up. Maybe some other person bought as well. And I'm in kind of high. And it's the same thing. I don't want to really hold the trade too long, being that I'm already in a slightly higher. And it's having resistance at 5. So I said, okay, hey, just take it off right here. Take that 10 cents. Take that 10, 15 cents off. And so once we start seeing the bids catching up to 90, I'm like, okay, perfect. I'll get out in the spreads, and there's my trade of the day. In and out, it's 9:40, and that was the day. I'm gonna try and go short here. Watch this. It comes down to 78, 77, 75, 73. Man, there's so many entries. Now I'm counting like 7 entries, and you guys saw me just took one trade. 7 entries. But this is kind of high. 73 is high to buy, being that 64 was the lowest, because that's 10 cents above. So it's okay. Give myself a pass. Look at the short trade here that I'm going to attempt. Watch this. That's me trying to go short. Let's watch it again. Let's come back 10 seconds. Let's let it play. Look at this. I'm realizing it's struggling at 5. It's struggling. Boom. Tried to go short 98. No shares. It's rejected. That would have been a nice short, man. Let's fast forward a couple of minutes later. Boom. 424. Now, I can't say where I would have took shares because, like, took some of the position off. I would have definitely went down to 500 share blocks and sold 1, 2, and then 3 times to get out, to be all out. But it's hard to say what I would have done. Would I have took the entire thing off? Let's say at like 470, 460. I doubt it. I would like to think I would have been able to hold throughout for a bigger move, because the trend has been that once we consolidate and sell off, it's been, a hard drop off. So, this thing sold off. And there it is, down to 393. I could have been in at 98, 97, 96, 95, covering all throughout this move. Covering here, and maybe here again, and then maybe coming all out down here. Probably would have added 500, 600 to the day. Maybe 800, because it was such a big drop. But that was it, guys. We'll be back on Monday, and pretty soon we are going to have a broker where we can go short. Yeah, take it easy. Enjoy the weekend. Make sure to study up. I will make sure I study up well. I'll do my job. I'll do my homework. I'll do my homework here this weekend and come back ready for Monday. No excuses next week. No excuses. None. We got to be ready to go. We got to stay down. All right, guys, take it easy. Stay safe. Stay green. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out.